Anastasia, Amoroso, your early take on these job numbers.
Yeah, very boomy jobs report for sure. And I think what it tells us is that the rebound in economic activity is underway. So I was very encouraged to see not just the headline number, but the fact that manufacturing has showed some uptick. Yes, we know some of that is the GM workers, but I think there's a little bit of strength outside of that. And then just broad sectors, I mean, with healthcare and logistics and transportation. And when you couple that with some of the PMI numbers that we're seeing, the rebound in new orders and new export orders, that's what leads me to believe that there is some uptick in economic momentum into 2020.
What do you think, Rick?
It's unbelievable. I remember saying this morning before the number came out, it's like, how could we have after last month another impressive report like this? And you just got it. The manufacturing data, I do think, I mean, think about what came out with the ISM data. I do think the manufacturing sector is in secular decline, but to still print 54,000 jobs, I don't know where that came from. That was impressive. But the service sector to print over 200,000 jobs. After the 3-month moving average is 159,000, the 12-month is only 135. You're accelerating, which is it's almost unfathomable.
Phenomenal, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a glass half empty kind of guy, right? And this is undoubtedly a really strong jobs number. The diffusion indices are okay. But manufacturing, if you look at the last 2 months, right, we had the losses last month, they're kind of flattish. Construction was flat. A lot of the jobs are in the services sector, right? So if you look at year-over-year wage gains, they were running at 3.5% a year ago, and they've actually moderated down to 3.1 year-over-year. So you're not seeing it come through in wages. The bottom half of the consumer in this country is still really struggling.
Let's get the view from the economist, shall we? On the payrolls report, I'm pleased to say we're joined by Michael Feroli, JP Morgan chief U.S. economist. He joins us from their trading floor. Michael, your early response to that payrolls number?
Yeah, so I think the panel there had a lot of glowing things to say about this report. I'd like to be a contrarian, but I really don't have much to detract from those earlier comments. It looked across the board a very solid number, not only this month, but the revisions we saw to October and September. And then you pile that on top of the revisions we saw in the last month's release, and we've had a pretty strong string here of upward revisions. So across the board, it looks really strong. When you dig into the details, not only were the average hourly earnings numbers strong, but when you dial down to production and non-supervisory workers, which is arguably better measured, their average hourly earnings are up 3.7% on a year-ago basis. So really good number from every way we kind of cut the data up here.